Welcome back to the channel. Today I am talking about WWE Backlash, like everybody's been saying, Backlash, Triple H video. Anyway, today's Backlash. Did I like it better than WrestleMania? Yes, a little bit. Better than night 2 a little bit, but way better than night 1. The commercials, still annoying, but it was a little bit less. The matches were way better today. The show was way funner to watch. The crowd was into it. Everything from what I saw on TV looked great. So I don't know how it was in live because it was in Tampa, but the Tampa crowd was hot and made the whole TV show look great. The wrestlers were on point today, and I liked all the matches. So let me go through all the matches right now. All right. So the first match of the night was Seth Rollins versus Bron Breakker, and that was a crazy match. Both of them went at it. It was a tough hitting match. Seth Rollins did a freaking pedigree. He tried to do his move on him, everything, and you still couldn't bring Bron Breakker down. Even one of the Vision people came down to try to help Bron Breakker, and he got taken out by Seth Rollins. That didn't work because Seth Rollins was ready for it. Paul Heyman tried to get involved. Everybody. At the end, Bron Breakker speared him, and Seth Rollins lost, but it was a hell of a match by both men. Loved that match. Good wrestling. Even though it involved a little bit of shenanigans, I don't mind that. It was just great all around. So, perfect match to start the show. It gets the people pumped. Then we go on to the Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn for the United States Championship, which was another great match. Now, this one was more like, it had a little bit of comical with the Yachty hitting Sami Zayn with the candlestick, but hell of a match. Sami Zayn always brings it. He always has. I saw him live once when he fought Shinsuke Nakamura, and that went for a long time, and it was one of the greatest matches we've seen. But it wasn't televised. It was on NXT in San Francisco's WrestleMania. So the night before, we saw that match. It was great. Again, Sami Zayn, professional. He lost, but a great match. I don't know if that's the end of the story for this one because I think they're moving on to Carmelo Hayes. There was rumors after the post show about it, so we'll see what happens with Trick Williams, who he's gonna fight next, or if Sami Zayn is just gonna continue with this. But either way, great match. The gingerbread, I don't know why everybody hated the gingerbread thing, but in my view, it was pretty funny and it had a great payoff on SmackDown. I just wanted to say that. With Yachty being in the costume, he woke up like the Undertaker and then hit him with that. It was great. So I don't mind the gingerbread thing. I know a lot of people hated it, but I liked it. Then we had the best. It wasn't the best match of the night, but one of the best things I've seen on TV. Danhausen and a mystery partner versus the Miz and Kit Wilson. Hell of a funny skit. Hell of a, like I said, I don't want to call it a match, but it was a hell of a show. It started off with Miz coming out, Kit Wilson coming out. Then they played a little movie like if it was 1920s, Universal, those type of Universal vampire movies, those old monster movies. And the clone, he made the clone. The clone comes out, and it was a small wrestler from AAA, who I think they called Mascaritas Sangradas or something like that. But anyway, I'm not quite sure what's the name, but I read it earlier. But hell of a wrestler. He comes in, does some moves. I mean, that kick Kit Wilson did in the beginning, though. When he first hit him, I was like, damn, he's dead. But he came back out. He did what a luchador does, and he was great at it. So the match continued. It was a lot of shenanigans because it was a Danhausen match. People got cursed. Mascaritas like, oof. Lucha, what did Michael Cole call him? Luchahausen? Luchahausen, that's what I'm going to call him from now. Luchahausen came, cursed himself, and they did the Miz did his move on him, the one I forgot the name, but the one he does. But Danhausen helped him. Then, for some reason, he ended up with Kit Wilson to the back of like in the stage area, where they did more of the clones, because he got into the clone thing. The thing turned on for some reason, and more little people came out and beat up Kit Wilson, and it was just freaking great. The whole Danhausen thing, loved it. It was funny. It helps that it's just great wrestling, fun, and that's what we need. There should be good matches and then something fun like that. I loved it. You can't go wrong with Danhausen. He's doing a great job in the WWE, and we'll see what happens next. Hopefully, he gets more. Maybe we could see him with Johnny Gargano. Do something with Johnny Gargano. He needs something to light him up. So we'll see what happens after this, because I think this story ends now. Backlash is done, so we'll see where all of these people move on. Then I think it was one of the best wrestling matches I've seen for the women, which is Iyo Sky versus Asuka, and they went back and forth. Hell of a match. Uh, Iyo Sky doing Iyo Sky things, Asuka doing her moves back and forth. It was a great fight. They know each other, so that way they got the best out of them. Now I don't know if Asuka is retiring or if she's gonna be out for a while. So I don't. I read some stuff here and there from other people, but I don't know who to believe. So I'm not gonna say nothing like she's retiring or she's done. We'll see what happens. Well, or she may get released because look what happened to Kyrie. Who knows? But it looked like this was Asuka's last match for a while. But AJ Lee kind of had the same feeling, but we know she'll come back later on for like big matches here and there. So we'll see where Asuka goes from here. For Iyo Sky, I expect her to go after the world title on Raw. So that should be next for her. Uh, a match will live. So we'll see if that happens by SummerSlam. We'll just wait and see on that. Then we had John Cena come out and introduce the John Cena Classic, because he did this whole thing at Saturday Night Main Event where he had like the young talent fight the Raw people, the main talent people, and it was great. So now we're gonna have a John Cena Classic with a new championship. But what I don't understand, at the end he said, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. The people get to vote on who wins or loses. So this John Cena Classic. So from what I think, is not about winning or losing. It's about character building in WWE. Like who has the best character, the best talking, the best all around character. And if you like that character, that's who the people are gonna vote on. And the better character is gonna win the championship, I guess, even if you lose a match. So it's not about matches. It's more about building the character. And that's how I see it, at least. I'm just hoping it doesn't turn into a. If you guys remember back then in the WWE, we had these web matches, like the web. The people are gonna vote on the next match, but it was never the people voting. It was rigged, and the WWE picked the matches, I think. So I hope it doesn't turn into that later on. I hope the actual people get to vote, and whoever wins actually wins by the people voting, not by being rigged by Vince McMahon, because Vince is not there no more. But I heard scuttlebutts. I don't know if it's true that those were rigged, but you get to vote online and all this, and it gets kind of tricky. So we'll see what happens with that. That's down the line. We don't know when that's gonna start. They haven't given an actual date. Maybe it's gonna be like a special event, like maybe the next Saturday night main event, or another PLE, because they're not pay-per-views no more. Because we get commercials enough. Yeah, I'm gonna be butthurt about the commercials a little bit. But anyway, then we get to the Roman Reigns versus Fatu match, the main event. John Cena gets to announce the main event. We get to the main event, and they go at it. I mean, they're family, so they're gonna hit each other hard. That was a hard-hitting match. Great match. It was fun. I actually, I was for sure knowing that Roman was gonna win. Like, I would say, oh, he's not losing the title this quick. But there was like moments where I thought Fatu was actually gonna pull it off. So they got me. They got me on that. I admit it. But great match. And then Fatu goes crazy. And then now they're trying to twist it where this is the Fatu that is the crazy one that we talked about. And bro, so they're trying to make him like the crazy Fatu again, which is fine. But I thought his character was already fine. So I don't think he needs more added to it. I think his character was fine. He was getting over. I don't know if they're trying to make him a heel or what, but I just thought he was a good in-betweener where he could be good or bad. Now that they're talking, and the announcer were actually making me feel like they were trying to make him a heel. But I like that he pushed Adam Pearce. Like he threw him. Poor Adam Pearce always gets hurt. He's always there at the wrong time, screaming, yelling. He even pulled his hair. He tried to pull Fatu's hair, which was freaking hilarious. If you go back and see it, he's like pulling his hair, but he's not really pulling. He is like touching and doing this. It was funny. But anyway, that was a great match. And like I said, all around Backlash, I enjoyed this one way better than WrestleMania. WrestleMania was, night one was dull. They had good spots here and there. Night two was better, but damn, Backlash brought it. So I was surprised because I didn't think it was gonna bring it. Besides the Danhausen, I was looking forward to the Danhausen match and the Trick Williams match. Seth Rollins, I was alright with it, but I didn't know it was gonna be that good, and it was that good for me. So hopefully we get more matches with Bron and Seth Rollins at this caliber of matches of fighting. So we'll see what happens on Raw on Monday, SmackDown next Friday. That was my Backlash rant. Yes, rant, because I'm not reporting nothing. I'm not, just my opinion of the Backlash pay-per-view. Let me know what you guys think about the Backlash pay-per-view this week down in the comments. And let me know what you think is going to happen on Raw and SmackDown coming up. It should be, hopefully it gets more exciting, because it's been kind of there now that we moved on from the Backlash. You know, Backlash was the last WrestleMania hurdle. It's like the last pay-per-view before we started, like, for me, at least for me. I know we started a new season right after WrestleMania, but for me, Backlash is like the last thing where we resolve everything from WrestleMania, and now we move on to like SummerSlam. So here we go. Everything should be on you. Everything, we already see it with Gunther and Cody. They're revamping everything. So let's see if it gets exciting. Let me know what you think of Backlash in the comments again. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing and getting us even closer to 3,000. We're almost there. So keep on subscribing, keep on liking, keep on disliking, keep on criticizing. Let me know. But anyway, most important, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.